A teacher at Peoria Unified School District is facing termination after an investigation found that she groomed a student and engaged in a sexual relationship with him. Haley Beck teaches at Centennial High School. She's accused of giving the student special treatment, doing his homework, and giving him grades that he did not earn. A sexual relationship allegedly began once the student turned 18. Last week, the district board voted unanimously to begin firing Beck. Beck has not been criminally charged. Peoria police submitted a report to the county attorney's office, but then they sent it back to police for further investigation. Hector, as disturbing as this case sounds, technically, if this sexual relationship began when that student was 18, is there really any wrongdoing?
You know, under the law, likely no, in terms, I mean, beyond any kind of disciplinary issues. But, you know, in what you read about this case, it looks like there was some conduct or some activity that may have occurred prior, right? We know that this case was sent back to law enforcement to review. Undoubtedly, you know, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, they get this case, they got the reports, they looked at it. You know, those sex crimes prosecutors likely said, hey, we have more questions. You know, is there any evidence out there that establishes clearly whether there was any sexual activity that occurred when this person was 17, 16, whatever? And so, you know, they're also likely spending some more time maybe looking at electronics that were seized, any laptops, any other cell phones, and also interviewing other children that went to the school to see if they have any information. Did this alleged victim text them about anything in terms of what was going on with the teacher, right? And so I think the county is looking at this, you know, does it automatically go away because they sent it back to Peoria? No. Right. They're still looking at this case.
Well, and we've seen so many times when the county attorney's office kicks it back to the police department asking for more information. So, but, you know, the fact that the student was 18, if he didn't want to press any charges, does that make a difference?
It's a factor. Okay, it's a factor. The state of Arizona is considered the victim here in terms of this. He's a victim, but also the state can continue with these charges. It's a factor that the county would evaluate if this person says, no, I don't want to participate. That might, you know, ultimately come into the decision whether they go forward or not. But, you know, I think this case has gotten enough attention, enough concern. You know, you're talking about somebody who's in a position of trust. I don't, you know, just because the alleged victim doesn't want to participate, I don't see it going away.
Okay, so as far as the teacher, though, I mean, this is still ongoing. The police still need to give more information. What does the teacher do? You
know, I think, listen, if she's got counsel right now, they're looking at all the, you know, the evidence here. Is there any other alternative story out there? Is there other, you know, witnesses that might be able to negate, you know, this narrative that's out there about what was going on, right? Was there, it looks like the text messages are really bad in terms of, you know, when he was 17, which again, could also be considered luring a minor for sexual exploitation, which is serious felony under Arizona law. Could come with jail, prison, you know, registration as a sex offender, lifetime sex offender probation. So, you know, she's not out of hot water. Her lawyers are likely looking at everything right now. And if there's anything that is an alternative story, an exculpatory story, they're going to try to present that to the county as well.
All right. Hector, thank you for that analysis.